Hi, I'm EJ. I am the founder of Butterfly Battles, which is a Taipei-based group that focuses on community and conflict transformation. So I'm going to try to quickly go over the basics of nonviolent communication, or NVC. NVC was created by Marshall Rosenberg, um, and it is based on the use of language to stay compassionate and the idea that all people are happier when our needs are met and we make authentic connections with others. So NVC is really a way of speaking and communicating to share our genuine feelings and also listen to the feelings and needs of others. So there are four basic components: observations, feelings, needs, and requests. Observations are what you notice without using judgment or evaluation. Feelings are how we feel when we see or hear these things that we have observed. Needs are what needs those feelings are coming from. So if we're feeling hurt, it may be because we have a need for love that's not being met. And then finally, the fourth component is requests. Requests are specific things that would make our life more wonderful. So NVC is really about how to have communication with people that feels good for everybody. It's not appropriate in all situations, but using it can improve your relationship with people and also with yourself. So I want to talk a little bit more about judgments because in my experience, people often struggle, I often struggle with making judgments instead of observations. So making observations is the NVC way, and making judgments is not. So what are some different types of judgments? There's moralistic judgments, which is when we say that something is good or bad. This is something that I personally struggle a lot with. There's making comparisons, talking about who does something better than someone else. There's denial of responsibility. When we have thoughts and feelings and take actions, we are responsible for those thoughts and feelings and actions. And when we deny that responsibility, it's really difficult for us to have to find a solution with people. Two more. Demanding instead of requesting. So when we make a request, it should be a true request, which means that people can say no to it. When we make an ultimatum, when we say you must do this, this is not the NVC way. And finally, when we talk about things and what should happen and how we should be treated as if we deserve it, or when we say that, when we talk about things as if someone should be punished for something we've observed, this is also not the NVC way. When we talk about people as if they are bad, they're not going to feel comfortable communicating with us. So NVC is all about facilitating everyone feeling comfortable communicating and authentically sharing. One thing that happens, so remember the four components are observations, feelings, needs, and requests. One thing that happens when we're talking about feelings is that we tend to share our thoughts instead of our feelings. Usually when we use the word that after I feel that. I feel that you are annoying. That's not a feeling, that's a judgment. We're talking about, often when we use that, we're talking about opinions and not feelings. When we do this, it's a form of diagnosis, and people may feel criticized and less willing to be empathetic. Also, when we talk about feelings, we might accidentally talk about what we think we are instead of feelings. We might say things like, I feel inadequate. But again, this is a diagnosis. I have judged that I am inadequate, not a feeling. A feeling might be, anxious, worried, feeling worried about the future, which I can't think of the word for that. I often look at the feelings list when I try to do this. Okay, so feelings, and I'm just scrolling through actually the PDF that I can also supply. Just send me a message, and I'm summarizing it. I think that's kind of about it. NVC is about what we call life-affirming communication. Rosenberg believes, and I agree, that humans are at heart compassionate. And so when Rosenberg says life-affirming, when we use this phrase in NVC, we mean being compassionate, being empathetic, trying to really understand, deeply understand people's feelings and where they're coming from. And so when we say life affirming, that means things that help us to be compassionate and help others to be compassionate. So during NVC practice sessions, we practice, discerning between observations and judgments, and we practice helping to guide each other to find our feelings, to be kind of more specific about our feelings rather than just kind of saying sad. What other feelings might we be having? Do we feel lethargic? Do we feel wary? Do we feel suspicious? And then looking at what needs we have. I find for me personally, the need component has really helped me, because when I talk about the needs that I have, I understand more where my feelings are coming from. And it can also help me to feel more creative about how to meet those needs. So if I have a need, if I'm upset with my partner because they stay up later than me, and if I say, I'm angry, if I judge, you're being inconsiderate, it can be difficult to find a solution if I don't realize that my need isn't punishment. I don't want to punish my partner. I need sleep. And so NVC helps us to find these basic needs. And in my experience, sharing our feelings and focusing on these needs has really helped me to be more creative in how to meet those needs. And I've often found that I'm able to find a solution to my needs that I couldn't see before, because my feelings were so big and were so negative that I was really fixated on them and unwilling to move past them. So NVC is also a practice of sharing your feelings, of everyone sharing their feelings, so that you can reach a place where you're willing to make some requests and hear some requests and try to find a solution. So I hope that this summary helps you understand NVC a little bit more, and I look forward to seeing you in a practice session soon.